In this video, I'm going to explain the chain rule in a way that you may already understand. This long statement is the definition of the chain rule. However, it is not as complicated as it looks. Now, before we dive into the calculus side of things, try to answer this question. A train is moving at a speed of 2 miles per minute. What is the speed of the train in miles per hour? Now, this is a pretty straightforward question because the train goes 2 miles for every minute and there are 60 minutes an hour. So all we have to do is multiply 2 by 60, which gives us 120 miles per hour. This type of conversion is similar to how the chain rule works. To see why, let's find a derivative using the chain rule. In this example, we'll use the equation y equals e to the power of x squared and find dy dx. To make this derivative easier to find, we can call x squared u. And therefore, e to the x squared just becomes e to the u. So y equals e to the u. Now we can find the derivative of y with respect to u, which is just going to be e to the u. However, since we want to find dy dx, we need to find the derivative of u with respect to x. U dx. Since the derivative of x squared is 2x, du dx equals 2x. To find dy dx, we can just multiply dy du with du dx. So we'll end up getting 2x times e to the u. And u is x squared, so dy dx equals 2x e to the x squared. This should seem very similar to the conversion problem we did before, because dy du is the rate at which y changes with respect to u. So if we want to find the rate at which y changes with respect to x, which is dy dx, we need to multiply dy du by the rate at which u changes with respect to x, which is du dx. Now with the calculus approach in mind, let's go back to the conversion problem and use the chain rule. X can represent hours, u will represent minutes, and y will represent miles. We want to find dy dx, which is miles per hour. But first, let's see what we already know. From the question, we know that the train is moving at 2 miles per minute, and dy du is miles per minute. So dy du equals 2. We also know that du dx equals minutes per hour. And since there are 60 minutes in an hour, du dx equals 60. Therefore, to find dy dx, or miles per hour, we can just multiply dy du by du dx and get 120, which is the same as before. The only difference between this problem and the previous problem is that in this problem, the derivatives in this problem are constant, and in the previous problem, they were not.